The Thursday morning escape. I am really confused and shocked right now, can't think straight, and hope some of you can help. I just found out about this, so please forgive me if I am all over the place. I live in Canada and get married to a girl from India in May 2015. It was an arranged marriage. We got to know each other, felt compatible, and went ahead with the marriage. I sponsored her and she came to Canada within 8 months. Initially, she told me she never had a boyfriend. When she came to Canada, she said she did have a guy friend, not boyfriend, before marriage. Let's call him Mike. I don't remember the exact details, but she wanted to talk to him again to make sure he is doing well emotionally. She felt that she basically ditched him and he is probably depressed right now. Doesn't know where he is or how he is doing. She felt bad for just leaving him hanging. He has tried to contact her several times before marriage and she always ignored him. She was hesitant to tell me because she didn't know how I would react. But I was supportive, told her it's okay and you can find out about him to make sure he is doing okay. So, she found him on Facebook and started talking to him. So, the talking went on for a few weeks. I found out about their relationship in more detail. They were much closer than just friends. He was doing just fine. He was living in Malaysia and also found a new girl. I want to make this short, although a lot went down during this period. He clearly loves her. She says she missed him too. It was getting to the point where I wasn't comfortable with them talking anymore. I installed a spy app on her phone, but it wasn't working well. Anyway, I told her to stop talking to him, since now she knows that he is okay. She was very reluctant, saying that I should trust her, but agreed. So, she stopped talking to him. That guy says he would stop contacting her since he doesn't want to interfere with our life. I uninstalled the spy app because I trusted her. Now she had to go to India to get her transcripts so that she can get them evaluated. She's been there about a week now. Before she left Canada, I asked her if she ever talked to Mike, and she replied, "You should trust me and stop talking to me for a while." Seemed a little suspicious, so one day before she left Canada, I installed the spy app on her phone. It doesn't record calls, but it records the convos. I didn't know she was talking to this guy until a few minutes ago because he was masked under a different username. She has actually been talking to this guy before she left Canada. From the way she was talking to him, I used to check her phone from time to time while she was here, and she did not mind, but she probably deletes her convos with him. From her convo, I learned that this guy is also back in India from Malaysia. They probably planned it. They both want to meet each other and have been saying that since the day she arrived. They were supposed to meet yesterday but didn't get the chance. I think they are going to meet today. In their convo, she even says she loves him, misses him, wants to see him, only came to India to see him. I don't know what they are going to do. I call her every day when she wakes up. What do I say to her now? I love her so damn much. I don't think she would cheat on me. We have been trying to get a child for a while now. Physical life is good. She gives it whenever I want it. I think we'll play it cool for now, so that I can find out how far she would go with him. How much she is willing to hurt me. If they slept together, I will probably find out from their WhatsApp convo. If they screw around, it's over. She has also been talking to him on the phone, but I have no idea what they say. Let me know if this is the right decision. What hurts the most is she said she loves him. I will have to call her in a bit. I don't know what to say. Look guys, I am not letting this marriage go just like that. I have to try and make this work. I don't believe this is the end of our marriage. She is very open about everything in our life. She tells me everything. Didn't even let another guy from her class give her a ride home in cold weather since she didn't feel it was right. This was her past love, misses him a lot, so I understand the attachment. She knows I would get upset if she told me, which is why she is meeting him behind my back. Of course, it doesn't justify what she is doing. But it's not something where I am willing to just throw in the towel. She loves him but knows she can't be with him. He lives in Malaysia. She knows her future is with me. This seems like a dream. Wow. Call her family and inform them about the "I love you" text and her real reason for visiting India. Tell them about her intent to meet her boyfriend. Tell them that you expected better from their daughter. You haven't informed your parents yet because of the shame. They might get the message and have someone rein her in, or at least cause her enough shame to stop her. I don't know if the two of you have a future together, but because she chose to marry you, you deserve respect and honesty. At the very least, you should throw a monkey wrench into their plans and teach her a lesson about shame and respect. A woman who does not love you should not be trying to have children with you. I am strongly leaning towards the advice that I tell her parents. But if I do that, I will never know what they planned on doing together. If they plan on sleeping together, I want to let them go ahead and do it so I can ditch the bee if I halt their plans. I may never find out how loyal she actually is to me. What scares me is what if they do it and I never find out. Current events. I did not tell her I'm spying on her. I told my mom, brother, aunt, uncle everything. They are very supportive and understanding. They are leaning towards divorce as well. She went to meet this guy. As she was going, I called her. Tried to make her feel guilty without telling her I know, but she did not feel it one bit. I think she has been doing it for so long it's easy for her to lie now. After her meeting with Mike, which lasted for about an hour, she messaged Mike saying, "Thanks for the hug." To which he replied, "WC, welcome, you are my love." I really believe that's all they did, at least for now. Sometimes gas builds up in my stomach and I told her it's happening at that time. I hung up pretending I'm in pain to see if she cared or whatever. She cared a lot, called me 28 times but I didn't pick up. This was during the time she was meeting him. When I woke up and called her, she was pissed and crying saying she was so worried. I should have at least left a message. During our call she said I love you, which kind of hurt because of what she's doing behind my back. I will try to address everyone's questions. Let's get some facts out of the way. I am 29 and she's 28. She says she was a virgin before marriage. All three of us are Indian and Sikh, Mike, wife and I'm a little more religious than her. I like to meditate and she hates it when I do. We bought her a one-way ticket to India since we didn't know how long she required to finish her business there. Her family won't kill her if we divorce. They respect her a lot. She's from a very poor family. A lot of issues within their village. Their fellow villagers didn't think this family would get very far, didn't help them in any way in times of need. She felt our marriage opened the door to a prosperous future for her family. If we divorce, it will shame the whole family. A few years before our marriage, Mike came to her father to ask his daughter's hand in marriage but was rejected. My wife respected her father's wishes and didn't question it. Mike tried contacting her several times after that, but she said she ignored his calls. This is why she felt bad for him and wanted to speak to him again when she came to Canada. I did not know about this Mike guy at all before the marriage. When I said physical life was good, we both enjoyed it. She didn't feel like she was there to service me, not at all. We have been trying to get a child for a few months now without success. Thank God for that. She wanted a child a lot more than I. Another reason I felt she was in it for the long term. She did go for transcripts. We decided that mutually. Although she was the one making phone calls to India finding out if it is required for her to be there. She said they won't give the transcripts unless she's there in person. That's how it works in India. So, what now? I want to save this, but everyone is saying divorce. My family thinks she's very manipulative. I truly believe she loves me, along with Mike. She is just confused right now. I want to carry this on for a few days and get some more evidence from WhatsApp. I honestly think the end result will probably be divorce, but I just can't picture that at this moment. My mom says the next step is to call her and ask if she wants to be with Mike or me. I might do this in a few days. I obviously want her to know I won't accept being treated this way. But is divorce the answer? I think I need to add a few things so you guys get a better picture of her. You only heard of her evil deeds, which is why everyone thinks divorce is the only answer. A few things that suggest she has some feelings for me, only ones I can remember right now. I called her and told her everything I miss about her. She said her love just grew for me a little. She said don't be sad and she'll try her best to return to me ASAP. She will call her university offices and ask if she can go there tomorrow. Before she left Canada, she left hidden post-it notes around the bedroom saying very cute, romantic things about me, us. She hates it when I go to my second job. She feels I shouldn't be working this hard when my parents usually think I'm not working enough. It bothers her so much. She feels jealous if I add a female friend on Facebook. Asks me angrily who she is. She gets excited whenever I return home from work, sometimes. Whenever I get sick, even if it's something minor, she becomes overly concerned. I'm sure there are many other things to indicate her genuine love for me. I'm not sure if lying to me about Mike completely invalidates the above points. I think she changed over time. When she was still in India awaiting her Canadian visa, it seemed she loved me a lot more. So many nights she would cry saying, "How can you leave me here?" It was deep. I think ever since she came to Canada and realized life isn't what she had envisioned it would be, her love also decreased. That is when she started thinking of Mike. Before I was all she ever wanted or needed. Maybe she got bored of me, I don't know. I believe she thinks if she was with Mike her life would have been better. One time we got into a fight and she said Mike would never do this to me. This was after her phone calls with Mike and I told her to stop talking to him. I was upset about this comment but eventually recovered. If she wants Mike more than me, I am happy to let her go. But problem is I know she still wants her life to be with me. It is the only possibility for her, factoring everything in. She doesn't want to bring disgrace to her family. If I leave, her parents are going to be extremely disappointed with her. What will her relatives think? And her being so fragile and sensitive, she won't be able to withstand all that pressure. I'm afraid she will commit X if it comes to that. I don't know, maybe she will run off with Mike. I hope this happens. On WhatsApp, Mike said he's coming to her village tomorrow. I don't know why, as it is extremely dangerous if they're seen together. It's so hard waiting. It's night in India now, so we'll see what happens. For the one asking if she wanted me to come along, she did say it many times, but that was probably just from the top. I couldn't go and actually didn't want to get a little breather from her for a while. But in reality, she probably wanted to go alone. Once a liar, always a liar. Is this 100C/0 always the case? I want everyone to know that I will take some sort of action. Not sure how to proceed just yet. I am inclining towards telling her parents first, saying how am I supposed to carry on with this type of girl? If I don't disclose that I'm spying on her, I can say that someone saw them when they met up. But I also wanted them to know she says I love you to this other guy. When the time comes, maybe about a week from now, is it okay if I tell them that I was tapping into her phone? I am saving all the proof. Also forgot to mention that before she left Canada, she wanted me to get her pregnant. We tried a lot but were unsuccessful. If she did not plan a long-term marriage with me, why would she want a child with me? I should talk to her first, before taking to the parents to avoid unnecessary drama. This is all that's on my mind right now. How should I bring it up? I want her to feel I'm okay if she wants to spend the rest of her life with Mike. But I know what her decision is going to be already. She's going to want to come back to me. I want to tell her I can't ever trust her again. I want her to say, yes, we should have a divorce because of what I did, but she is not going to. Also, she's going to ask how I know all this and I have to tell her something. If I just say someone saw you, she's going to make up some excuse. I don't want to tell her I spied because then this closes the door to future spying opportunities. I will confront her about it in a few days' time. I'll pressure her to come clean and admit everything. If she comes clean, and I hope she does, I'll try my best to encourage her to divorce me and marry Mike. I'll say stuff like, you went through all this trouble to see him. I know you still love him and he still loves you. Why are you both making yourselves miserable? Won't you be happier if you're with him? I know I can't ever trust you anymore. Our relationship won't ever be the same again. This way I'll know if she actually wants to be with me or Mike. If she chooses Mike, I'll be happy about it. If she chooses me, I won't agree to it right away. I'll make her beg to have me back. But I have a feeling I will have a lot of trouble making her come clean. She will have to tell me everything in order for our relationship to continue, however. Maybe I'll just hang up if she doesn't start to speak the truth. How about I tell her I want you to type exactly how you deceived me on WhatsApp. I'll reply to you when I feel satisfied. I just called her and she mentioned my life is with you. I don't know if she suspects something. Maybe she detected the sadness and me talking more about our relationship. After her meeting with Mike, on WhatsApp she had only a pic of her for a while, and I brought that up during our talk and she just laughed. She now changed it to a pic of both of us and said check out the pic and that she misses me. She hasn't talked to Mike over the phone or on WhatsApp yet, which is unusual. Maybe she only wanted to see him once. Some background. She has been having severe headaches on and off ever since our marriage. She is having headaches now, so she went to the city, let's call this city KP. This is where they first met as well, to get her eyes tested and go to the doctor. Update on current events, her mom fainted and fell down yesterday. She was really worried and was crying to me over the phone about it. She said we will get her checked up tomorrow. This happened once before as well. I hope it's not a mistake to confront her at this time. I'm still going to go through with it. Mike said he was at her village today but doesn't look like they met. Only spoke on the phone for 6 seconds. She barely spoke to Mike at all on WhatsApp. She did send him the pics she promised, to me as well. She also sent me additional ones where I was hugging and kissing her from when she was in Canada. She went to sleep without even talking to Mike. I hope she's not deleting her messages with Mike, because I'm not sure if the spy app pics can still pick them up. However, I don't think she is deleting them. She probably didn't talk because she wasn't in the mood, sad about her mom. She's not telling me the complete truth. Only part truth, and part lie still. I told her you have to tell me the complete truth for our marriage to continue, but she is not doing that. She's only telling me how much she thinks I know. I didn't tell her how I know. I just told her I know someone. She said when you blocked his number on my phone, I unblocked it and we started messaging. I came to India and learned he was here as well. He started calling me but I gave it to my mom. He also texted me and we exchanged hello. We never met, we never touched. I told her gave her like 2 chances already to come clean and she's not. I hung up both times I heard a lie. I said I can't live with a liar in my marriage and hung up again. She's calling me furiously and crying. She says my life is only with you and I can't live without you. Maybe this is expected. Why would she tell me that she met with Mike if she thinks I don't know that fact? It will only make me jealous and ruin our relationship. Maybe I should let her go as in don't be so harsh on my expectations. She's still calling me. I'm thinking about giving her a day to think about it. Before confronting her, I told her I'm going to stay with her. I won't get mad at her if she tells me the truth. But still, she is leaving facts out and lying about some. I didn't really prepare for this but I should have known it was going to happen. She was begging me to talk to her, but I ignored her calls. Now she has stopped calling and messaging. I don't know how she's doing. Maybe I should have answered. My plan of action was 1. Break the news, get her to tell the truth. Tell her I'm not angry but you have to tell me everything honestly. Once she does that. 2. Try convincing her to marry Mike. Once she says no, I only want to be with you. 3. Tell her what kind of marriage I will accept, without deceit and lies. 4. Inform her she should reject feelings for Mike, but she can talk to me about it. I'm still stuck on number 1 with her. Damn, I didn't want it to go this way. I wanted her to feel safe and that she can trust me, but now she's just afraid that she might lose me. She's probably only thinking what do I say to get him back, and that's not what I want her to think. She hasn't gone through the whole thought process that we've gone through. She's acting on instinct right now. She doesn't know that the right thing to do in this situation is come clean. I feel like I should have taken another route. Any way to fix this now? Maybe call her and comfort her somehow. She has called Mike and they talked for 12 seconds. It was at her village yesterday. Not sure if he's still there. It's possible that she's with him now. I told her to choose her words wisely because it could mean the end of us. But she still didn't listen. I told her I know everything. She obviously kept asking how I know, but I said don't worry about that, I'm not going to tell you. Just think that God told me. She's sometimes superstitious, so she might actually believe this if I want her to. Why did I think she would agree to tell the truth so easily? I feel that is very ignorant. She's texting and calling again saying, OP, what happened to you? Pick up the phone at least. I know you love me a lot. Please talk to me. I don't know what someone has told you. So, she's probably with Mike and he probably remeasured her that there's no way I could find out that they hugged. I'm pretty sure they did it privately. She was also pretty adamant about not meeting him. After those texts, I messaged her the following. Since she is with Mike right now, she will actually think about this. Please run away with Mike. Don't tell your parents anything. You will both be happy. Think about it. I won't mind. Hide somewhere with Mike. Kate, let's call her Kate from now on. This is your only chance. Make some other excuse to your parents. Don't worry. I won't ever be able to trust you again. I'm going to meditate a lot now. I'm going to become very religious since she hates this. She hasn't checked them yet, which is weird. You guys are bringing up divorce. It didn't even cross my freaky mind when I called her tonight. I honestly thought it was going to work out. I'm not saying I won't do it if that's what it comes to. I need some time to process it. She has checked the messages but did not reply. Wow, she is back at her village now. 39 minutes after I text her, she says, I only want to stay with you. I only love you. It's okay, you will trust me at some point. My God is aware of my innocence. Her and Mike also haven't exchanged messages since Tuesday morning, Canadian time, which is extremely fishy. She must be deleting her messages and the spy app is not able to detect them. I am thinking of going to sleep by sending this message to her. I know more than you think I know, Kate. I only asked for the truth. Tomorrow I will be going to lawyer's office. Wow, she is scared beyond belief. I just spoke with my mom. She called my mom this morning and they spoke. My mom knows the situation as well. But this has took a whole new turn. Everything was pretty clear before, but now there are many more factors to consider. So, after that comment I sent her, she isn't able to think. Her dad said to go take care of her home here and go to Canada. She booked a flight back to Canada for the next day. She told her parents someone from our village told OP something and he wants to divorce now. She told my mom if I don't pick her up from the airport, can you? Now her parents will probably try to find out who did this. My mom told her not to worry, OP won't take any extreme action without me knowing. Told her to cancel the ticket. My mom says I probably look bad in her parents' eyes now, and that I should show them the proof. She wants me to talk to Kate and tell her to stay in India right now. She was calling and messaging me like mad. Also said her mom had a heart attack and is in the hospital right now. My mom said there's no way she will tell the complete truth in this condition. My uncle says she probably learned her lesson and should forgive her meeting Mike. She doesn't know what's right and wrong in our marriage, but tell her what she did is not acceptable. We talked, some potentially good news after all this mess. I explained everything to her because she needed guidance. She already knows I'm serious about a possible divorce. I explained to her in detail why I need to hear the truth from her. I told her that is the only way our marriage can work. I told her I'm not mad. Everything is fixable, but you have to tell me every single detail. I want her to write it down at her own pace so she doesn't leave anything out. If I detect a lie, it will be over. She understands and says please give her a few days as she doesn't want to leave anything out. I believe she is finally ready to tell me everything. She requested not to show the letter to my mom or brother, which I agree with as well. She also told me that I have to believe her and swears to God that she didn't ever have slept with him. I told her I believe her. She really wants to come to Canada tomorrow because of pressure from her parents, but she still has to get her transcripts, so I told her to wait. I told her not to come to Canada yet. Tell her parents that I am fine now and it was just a misunderstanding. If she tells me the truth, I don't care if her parents don't know about her lies. She seems to feel better now, although she was crying throughout the whole conversation. Update, her mom is doing better now. She might be released from the hospital today. After I confronted her, and she went to KP. She was actually taking her mom to the hospital. She wasn't with Mike as previously suspected. Her mom had the heart attack when Kate told them OP might leave me. When she spoke with my mom this evening, she said to please forgive her this time. She learned her lesson and won't ever do it again. My mom is going soft on her and does not want me to do the divorce thing if she doesn't tell the complete truth. She says Kate might still hide some information from me, since Kate feels it might do more harm than good by telling it to me. Says divorce will destroy her family, not just her. I told her I honestly believe she will tell me the truth. I reassured Kate when I called her that I will forgive everything she did as long as she tells me everything truthfully, but also reminded her how serious this is. I said please don't risk telling a lie or leaving out details. Kate agreed to tell me everything. She needs maybe 2 days. I can tell from her voice that she is very remorseful. She says she has no reason to live by doing what she did. I told her she can think about that later, but now her mom needs her. Update, she's headed to Canada, phone tracking. Last available location was at airport. Did not tell me or anyone else from Canada. probably pressured from parents. From the WhatsApp conversation with her sister, they are not going to pick up the phone when we call this evening. Her sister told her to delete this WhatsApp convo from her phone, so they suspect something. Guess she just called me now using a different SIM card. She is still not telling me she's coming to Canada for some reason. She says she's at home. I know Kate and her family is worried that I may end the marriage. She called me again a few hours later to tell me that she is going to make one more mistake and to please forgive her for the mistake. She can't tell me what it is right now, but I will find out tomorrow. Apparently, her mistake, it's coming to Canada without telling me. So, she's here with me now. Where to start? She has told me everything, even stuff that I did not know. I pretended I knew everything already and her words are having no effect on me. She admitted every single thing, except her use of my guy. So, this is what happened. I pick her up and she wants me to park the car somewhere. She starts crying as I'm driving. By the time I park, she's wailing. Immediately she tells me she hugged him for 5 minutes and that they kissed on the lips. It wasn't a deep French kiss but just a tap for about a second. She kissed my hand to show me how it was. They met at a coffee shop for about 30 minutes. She started crying when they met because she missed him. He hugged her, and when they were about to leave, he gave the peck on the lips. This next part is what really hurt. She told Mike she had to go to Chandigarh to get her transcripts. She will be going with her brother. We'll need to stay overnight because they had to go to multiple places. He tells her that don't worry, I'll take you. She says we'll see. She tells me if she had gone with him, she might have done something she regretted. God damn it. She also said in her mind she knew she shouldn't go and tried to come up with an excuse to tell him. She insisted she did not have any other physical relationship with Mike besides the hug and kiss. I really believe her. There was no other time she met with Mike, and they couldn't have slept together that one time they did meet. When I asked her if there's a chance of her being pregnant, she made that look, how can you think this? She insisted that I do a pregnancy test on her. She also admitted to saying I love you and I miss you to him. She said yes, she planned the trip with Mike on WhatsApp before going there. She went there for the transcripts but also to meet Mike. I told her we'll work through this together. I told her I'd forgive her if she told me the complete truth, and she did. I would only end it if they had slept together, and they didn't. Thank you, guys, for telling me to confront ASAP. I told her we will need to go to marriage counseling and possibly IC. She said okay. She told her family that there's been a misunderstanding with OP and that she has to go there to make it right. So, her family does not know what she did. She is begging us to not tell her family. She says the news will be unbearable for her parents. They won't be able to live with the shame. Her father was already crying so much when my mom called India today. My mom agrees that we probably shouldn't tell their parents. I am going to get her to record everything she did in detail. She prefers to say it rather than write it down. There are still some details I would like cleared up. Oh man, I missed her so much, it feels so good to have her back. I'm not handling this very well. I can forgive the hug and kiss, but she would have had slept together. As we have said before, she was high on the emotional affair and didn't think about what she was doing. She told me herself she didn't know what she hoped to obtain by doing this. She admits she made terrible mistakes. I will definitely seek help from a marriage counselor because I need it. Some things I wanted to point out. My guy is not just something she says to Mike. She says it to me as well. If she had slept with Mike on that day, she wouldn't have said thanks for giving me a hug and a text. They were also at a public place. She said Mike's nephew was with them at the time as well in the same restaurant, but his back was towards them and they were hidden. Mike ordered some juice or something, but she didn't drink it. There is always a possibility, but I think it is highly unlikely. Are polygraphs really accurate? I'll look into taking one just to be at peace about this. I told her about how what she did keeps bothering me. She said I know I hurt you a lot. I know what I did was wrong. There is no bigger punishment than regret. I will make everything right. She says she doesn't care about Mike anymore, whether he's living or dead. I said that's what you say now, but when the dust settles, feelings may return. You have to consciously ignore any feelings for him. She said she will. She offered me to take her phone with me to work, so I did. Her lips started quivering as she realized I didn't trust her, although I did tell her she has to get me to trust her again. She also wants another SIM card so he can't call her number. She says she wants me to delete every number from her phone besides her family's numbers. I keep bringing up the topic of telling her parents, but she is begging me not to. She said my dad won't be able to handle it and will kill himself. This is the only reason I can't tell them. She said you can tell my sister. Her sister suspected something was up on the day Kate met up with Mike, since Kate was meeting her sister at 12. I will definitely tell her sister everything. My mom said maybe Kate can tell her dad that this really was her fault, but don't give the details of what happened. We will see if telling only this much is okay. I believe she does actually have feelings for me as well. Remember, there were signs from her that did indicate genuine love. Writing this actually made me feel a little better because I seem to have forgotten this fact as well. I would have told my wife to read that book, but her English is not very good. I will give it a read. I want Mike to be taught a lesson. I will try to explore if there are other options. If not, I will call him. Tasks. 1. Set boundaries. Done. No contact with Mike whatsoever, text or call. Ignore his calls if he ever tries to contact her. Any others you recommend? She never flirts with other guys, but I guess I can add that to be safe. Crossing boundary equals divorce. 2. Tell her parents, done, see below. 3. Polygraph test, not yet, hopefully this week. 4. Marriage counselor and I see, still looking. 5. Pregnancy test equals negative. 6. Do not sleep together, already failed. But there is a positive side. I used protection, and every time I don't, she gets a reminder that I don't trust her yet. After I picked her up from the airport and after her initial confession, she asked how I knew the information. But I kept her in the dark. I told her maybe someone saw her, maybe I paid someone to spy on her, maybe someone put a camera, mic on her clothes. She has no idea how this happened yet. She thinks someone from Facebook or from her village told me. She sounds very remorseful. She has been crying on and off at random periods saying stuff like, sorry OP, I made so many mistakes. How could I do this? How can I live with myself? I hurt everyone around me. I will be grateful for you for the rest of my life. Last night I told her I need to hear in detail her previous life with Mike, and how, when and why she contacted him after our marriage. She said, I'm not sure what or how much someone has told you about me, but however much I know and remember I will tell you. She said, I don't know what the end result will be after telling you everything, but I am going to do it and everything will be the truth. So, she spent about 3 hours and she told me every single detail of her love story with Mike. I recorded all of it. If you guys want to know more of their story, let me know and I will post it. It is very long. Some details of that convo. When she explained her trip to India, everything fit according to what they said in their WhatsApp conversation, which indicates she was being honest. She didn't say the my guy part, so I asked her after if she used that term, and she said yes, she did say I miss you, my guy. She didn't let go of Mike fully when coming to the marriage. They even talked, on the phone, after our marriage, when I had gone to Canada and she was awaiting her visa. He called her and said, you love your husband now. And she said yes. He asked if I'm a good guy and if she's happy with me. She said yes. When she arrived in Canada, she told me she started taking to Mike behind my back because we were having problems in our marriage and she didn't think life in Canada was going to be this harsh. She justified it in her head because I allowed her to talk to Mike before, and she's only calling to tell him to get his life together. She admits it was a mistake and she wasn't thinking at the time. She did not sleep with Mike before marriage. Mike tried to advance, but Kate always stopped him. She said she was saving herself for after marriage. The most Mike did was touch her bum and breasts once from the outside of her clothes. They kissed and hugged a lot though. The real reason she did not convince her father to say yes to Mike's marriage proposal was because 1. He was not baptized and her parents were only looking for a baptized Sikh male, and 2. He believed his sister-in-law over Kate when the two of them were in a big money disagreement. Even though Kate insisted over the years that she was innocent and that Mike should trust her, he never did. Kate thought, if he can't trust me now, how will he be able to trust me in the future? She said she feels like a lot of weight has been lifted from her shoulders after telling me this. After our talk, I explained to her if there are problems in our marriage, that doesn't mean you start thinking about someone else. She says she knows, but she wasn't thinking like an adult or of the consequences it might have. I told her my boundaries. She cannot ever contact Mike in any form, text or call. If he tried to contact you, you ignore him. If she crosses the boundary, it will lead to divorce. She understands. I also told her you got out of this situation pretty much scot-free. There weren't any real consequences that she had to endure. The next morning, she called her mom and told her that this was actually her fault. She didn't give the exact details, but she gave enough. She said she made some mistakes and she is very lucky that OP and his family have forgave her and accepted her back. When they got worried, she said she didn't make huge mistakes, but they were mistakes, and her mistakes, nonetheless. It really feels like she is putting some effort into our marriage. She said she wanted to go to work with me this morning. I do service calls on debit machines, so she just sits in the car while I go from store to store fixing machines. This evening after we came from work, I used protection and she couldn't stop crying for a few hours. I explained to her this is how it's going to be until you earn my trust again. I had to go somewhere, and when I returned, she was still in bed. I sat her up and gave her a hug, asked her what was wrong. She said she feels she is alone and has no one. My mom doesn't speak to her well. I told her she can tell me anything, treat me as her friend. She told me she knows she's made many mistakes, but I have to put myself in her shoes. I tried explaining to her that me not trusting her is the result of what she did. She needs to stop thinking about how I don't trust her and start thinking about how she can gain my trust again. I told her it will take some time and effort, but eventually everything will be fine again. I also said I will look for a counselor with whom she can share her feelings with. A marriage counselor to make our marriage stronger, and an IC so she can freely talk about her feelings for Mike if need be. And she can always share her feelings with me. I'll be there for her. At one point today I was hugging her and I thought to myself, this is exactly what we used to do before she left for India, but at that time she was deceiving me by talking to Mike on the side as well. She noticed something was wrong and asked me. I told her my thought. She said she will prove to me that I can trust her again. Just trust her 1% now and she will make it 100% again. She told me herself if I ever contact Mike again, don't even think about not divorcing me. That comment felt so good. I contacted Mike's GF, let's call her Lee, in Malaysia and told her not to trust Mike. I told her what happened with my wife. She said, why you still with your wife? Anyway, she asked for Mike's phone number for proof. I gave it. She called Mike and broke up with him. Lee used to call and text Kate like mad when Kate was talking to Mike while she was in Canada. Kate did not give a crap and kept talking to Mike anyway. I told Kate I understand Lee's feelings. Kate did not like me talking to Lee. Anyway, during our talk Lee said she is disappointed with Punjabi people. She was half Philippine, half Japanese. My wife was looking over my shoulder when I was talking with her. And during this time Mike's GF said she wants to see me. My wife started crying and said Lee will take me away from her. I told my wife, please don't worry, I am not leaving her. I told Lee I will have to block her and good luck with her life. My comment, again, you just assume she will not do it again. Is this your version of cheating or something? We only do it until we get caught. What has this woman done to make you think she will be faithful in the future except getting caught? She didn't run away because it would destroy her parents, so she did the next best thing, met up with him in secret. She admits it could have gone physical. She says it didn't, but that's according to her. OP will have to live with knowing she put in all the work to deceive him. And on his dime as well. A lifetime of doubt ahead.